So hey guys, I started this channel in the hopes that I could practice speaking in English and I could improve my speaking abilities by talking to the camera or recording my voice. So today I want to share my thoughts with you guys on how I have made a strategy to improve my English, and this strategy, I think this is one of the best strategies that I have ever made, and I have uh, seen drastic improvement in my English and my speaking abilities. Okay, so I think in order to learn anything, you have to invest your time. You have to take your time from your day and you have to invest in it, and you just have to completely devote your time. You devote your concentration on that thing. If you are understanding what I'm saying, then your English must be good and you have completed the first level already. But if we want to improve ourselves a bit farther, then we have to change something. We have to do something that we haven't done or we are not doing in the past. So we have to do something different and we have to give it time. And also, in learning any language, you have to invest some time from your day and do whatever you think is the best way to learn that language. So even in learning English, you have to get some time to it. Okay, so this is easy to understand. You have, and this is very easy to understand. This strategy is like the easiest strategy you would ever come across on the internet. So, uh, you have to invest, and but what should you do? Okay, so you have to invest your time. This is easy to understand. But the real question is, what should you do in that time period? You have to be the most productive of yourself. Okay, before I answer that question, let me just tell you what I do in my time. So I think there are two things to consider when it comes to learning any language, and at a mediocre level, and those are vocabulary and fluency. Okay, so here is the golden line that you must remember at all times. Fluency of any language does not equate with the abundance of vocabulary. So, when you're starting to learn English, one must approach both of them separately. What I mean by that is you should do separate things for fluency and vocabulary. Okay, so what I believe is that you can have the best vocab knowledge ever, but still, it does not ensure that your fluency over that language would be good. Because when you try to say something, when you want to convey your thoughts, your mind should be coordinated with your mouth. And since you haven't spoken a lot of English, your mouth would first resist speaking it. And you would feel like odd sometimes. You would feel different sometimes. And also, you will be more conscious of your words. And you will be scared of humiliating yourself. You would be scared of that. So, what I do to achieve fluency is that I try to speak a lot, and whenever I get time, I just talk to myself about anything that I'm interested in. And when words don't flow out of my mouths, I just try to read something off paper of my phone. Just want to just I read an article from a newspaper, and then I try to say what I've just learned or what I think it means. And when I start doing it, it always try to bring some, and when I'm doing it, I always try to bring emotions to my words. So what usually happens that in the middle of the reading, I started adding some more lines, or some more things that I believe is right in the respective context. So now you know what to do to be fluent in English. Just have to speak a lot. Your mind should be get used to the way you say word, the way you utter words, and then you won't resist it. And when your mind will be assured that you have fluency over it, then you will gain more confidence. Okay, so now our main issue is how to improve our vocabulary. What our vocabulary? Okay, so now again, one person can be fluent in English, but that also does not mean that his vocabulary is abundant. And that usually happens with people who grew up in an English speaking environment. Their words range are limited because they never try to expand it. You know, So what I do to improve my vocabulary is that I read a lot of newspaper and nothing else, just newspaper all the time, because I don't like anything beside that. So whenever I come across any unfamiliar word, I just search it and just know its meaning, and that's it. And when I come across that word again and again, my mind get used to that, so then I don't have to search it anymore. And also I have three or more examples of the same word, so now I know how to use it. So that's my strategy for improving vocabulary. And you must have this thought in your mind, you must be wondering that, can't we improve our vocabulary from somewhere else, some other methods like watching movies and TV shows, and even our textbook, you know uh, well, the answer is yes. You could learn from other methods, other ways, but I would suggest you not to do it, because when you're watching a movie or a TV show, and when you will stop at every next second to search a word, then you will be so frustrated, because you will be constantly compelled to watch the movie, because you will be intrigued, you will be engaged in watching the movie. And eventually, what would happen is that one day you will be so fucking bored by this process that you will just leave the whole fucking idea of improving your English. And I'm saying this out of experience. I have tried to improve my English by watching movies, and that does not help. I have been in these situations. So, my best recommendation will be to avoid learning from movies or anything that is very compelling, especially if you are a movie lover, just as me. And the same theory could be applied on novels and books that just you would like to read, books on self improvement. You could like some books on self improvement, because it is hard to search a meaning in the middle of something fun, when you're just so engaged in what the author is saying, and you come across an unfamiliar word, and then it's so frustrating, so irritating to just search that word. Sometimes I had to search a word during movies just because I didn't understand something important. That's it. For the only reason, this is the only reason when I search word during a movie. But I think I will always prefer newspaper, because you're not that concerned about the article or what the writer is saying. So it would be easy for you to concentrate on on your improvement of vocabulary. Okay, so, in conclusion, I just want to say that just talk to yourself, and if you can't, then just try to enunciate the words of by reading newspaper or by reading of paper from any device. And lastly, read a lot of newspaper and always search the meaning of every unfamiliar word. Okay, so I thank you to listening to me, and just look forward to more such videos, and bye.